Hello, what's going on, you Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, we got more Project Cars 3, and I'm gonna go ahead and mess around with some other cars because I just realized that you can loan cars in this game and you can drive whatever car you want. You just can't do it in career mode, which I will get back to probably in a different video. But for right now, I want to try out some different cars, some faster cars, and I'm also gonna try to see if I can slide some cars. So that's what I'm gonna do in today's video. So first of all, I did end up changing my settings. I've upped the graphics to as high as they possibly go, so the game should look nice and pretty now. Either way, regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and try to, I don't know why I went into settings. I'm gonna go ahead and try to show you guys some of the cars in this. This is what I was driving just a little earlier. I was driving around in the Supra, and I'm also gonna talk a little bit about the driving physics because people have been saying in the previous video that the driving physics look like a mobile game, or they look like they've ruined the game by doing this. They preferred it when it was a simulator, even though they were driving with a controller. I'll get to that once I get onto the actual track. But anyway, I'm just showing you guys the customization for the event that you want to do. So there's a lot. You can choose whatever season you want. You can choose any time of day. You can choose time progression, how fast you want the time to progress, obviously, or you can keep it as real time, or you can keep it as turned off. You can do the track condition of when you're starting, the starting weather again, and the finishing weather. It's pretty much the same as the previous Project Cars titles, which is good. Obviously, the track list is still very, very high. There's a lot of tracks. I'm gonna guess it's every single track from the previous Project Cars title. I'm not 100% sure if they've added any more to this compared to the previous game, because I haven't actually played a lot of Project Cars 2. I did play Project Cars 1 because I own Project Cars 1. Project Cars 2 I've played. I can't remember who I played it, whose house I played it. I played it on someone else's account anyway. It definitely wasn't my own. But yeah, as you can see, tracks are plenty. You can mess around on a lot of different types of tracks. Imola, Indianapolis, Interlagos, yeah, Knock Hill, Laguna Seca, Long Beach. There's, like I said, there's a lot of tracks in this game, and there's different versions of every single track. You know what? I may try to hop on the Nürburgring because I haven't been, especially the Nordschleife. I haven't been on the Nordschleife in a video game in a long, long time, and I think I still know every single corner here. Obviously not the name of them, but I still know every single corner. So I was driving the Supra earlier. I'm gonna go through the list of cars, pretty much every single car that's in this game, just to show you guys all of that. So Acura, we got obviously little races as well as some proper production cars in the game. But yeah, of course, this is a racing, it's supposed to be like a racing simulator, so we do have a lot of race cars in the game, and I'm pretty sure again the car list is very, very similar to the previous Project Cars titles. The Chiron's cool. I might drive that at some point. But I want to drive something that's a little bit more challenging. That's why I was driving the Supra. I wanted something that's rear-wheel drive, that I can actually feel what the driving physics are like. We got a Hellcat Red Eye in this game. I just realized that this is in this game. I may try to drive this thing. It's probably going to be completely awful at corners. The handling is very, very far down. You can see the difference between that and the Viper for handling. It's very fat. 14, I don't know why I said 14. 4,500 pounds in weight. Oh my god. Okay, that's very weird. I should really change all my stuff to metric as well instead of imperial, but that's fine. I'll leave it like that. Obviously, we got some cars from Ferrari, which is very, very cool. As usual, there's a lot of different cars from Ferrari. I may also try to drive the LaFerrari because obviously having a nice big V12, we get to hear how it sounds, especially in this game. Bunch of different Fords as well. A lot of different Fords actually. We got a Ford GT as well that's in this game. That's kind of cool. Like I said, the car list is very similar to the previous titles. Maybe one or two extra cars added into the game right now. Most likely it's going to be continuously updated. Hopefully it's going to be continuously updated once the game is out. And they're going to continuously add cars and tracks or whatever into the game. But hopefully they continue to add content into the game, because that's how you keep a game. Wait, is that SVJ? It is. It's SVJ Racing, actually. That's actually sick. But yeah, that's how you keep a game going. Also, this is brand new. I don't think any game has had this. Probably a mobile game or something has had this car in it. But the Lotus Evia, I'm pretty sure is what it's called, is in this game. That is sick. Obviously, this is a brand new car from Lotus, and it's fully electric, and it's supposed to be a very, very, very fast car. I mean, it does have 1,010 horsepower, and its acceleration is almost fully maxed out in this game compared to the rest of the cars. So it's fast. Let's just say that it's very, very fast. Yeah, everything else here is pretty nuts with some of these cars, and they're handling physics, or not handling physics, but they're handling capabilities and stuff like that. Obviously, we have McLaren in the game. We have a bunch of AMGs. We have the old A45 AMG, which is very weird. But yeah, we have a GTR as well there, and again, some more out of Mercedes here. This is sick. I love this. I want to drive this again. I've driven both of these. I remember in the first Project Cars. This is the car that I tried to drift with in the first Project Cars, and I was having just the worst time possible with it, because I was like, this is the car I have that I can, you know, it has a decent amount of power. It doesn't have a lot of rear wheel grip. So I was like, you know what, let's just take it outside and try to drive it. So yeah, this is the car list. I like that this is in the game as well, the 959. We got a new 911 Carrera S. That's cool. I really wish that they added a turbo or something in the game. I feel like that would be a nice addition. Again, a bunch of other cars here. This is cool. I have never seen this before. I did not know that they made a Carrera GT racing. I don't know if they actually did make one, or is this like, or is this something that Project Cars did? But that looks absolutely sick. And they have a 918 one as well. The Visac Racing. That is so cool. I don't remember ever seeing one of those before. Radical is also in the game, which is nuts. Look at the difference between this and this, right? This has less power. But look at the weight of this thing. That is insane. Oh my god. That is crazy. Obviously, you can see which cars are upgradable and which ones aren't. So that is actually kind of cool as well. This is sick. I like that. We also have the Rimac. That's kind of cool. Or the Rimac. And a bunch of other cars. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Once we get to Toyota, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it. So that is pretty much all of the cars. So I want to try drive something fast. Right? Something that would set my pants on fire. So I may try to do something. I also want to drive something that's rear wheel drive. Something that I have to actually fight over grip and stuff like that. Because I want to get sideways a little bit. Should I just go with the LaFerrari? Because then I can get the... Oh, but this is in the game. The F12. Which is one of my favorite Ferraris of all time. I don't know. LaFerrari. I might just go with the LaFerrari. It's got a lot of power. It's obviously mid-edge and it's rear wheel drive. But the fact that it's rear wheel drive is kind of what I want. Should we go with something that's not red, yellow, or white? It's always nice to see a Ferrari that's not in... That's nice. It's always nice to see a Ferrari that's not in just plain boring red. So no opponents. I'm going to leave everything the way it is. Or if there is an opponent, I think there's one opponent. Pretty sure that's what it says. I'll leave everything to clear just so the game looks nice and clean. And let's drive the LaFerrari around the Nürburgring and we'll see what it's like. So again, like I said, I've set the graphics as high as possible. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the physics in this game. So from the video that I've uploaded the other day, so pretty much the previous video, because I know that this video is going to go out before the last one. People have been saying that the game looks like it's a mobile game, or the game looks like it handles like a mobile game. It's not. Okay, let's just put it this way. The game looks like the previous Project Cars titles. It looks very, very similar to those. I think the graphics on some of the... Look how good this looks. I think this looks brilliant. It's a very, very good looking game. The only thing that would sort of make it seem like it's a mobile game are the heads-up display, which I'm gonna get rid of right now, just so you guys don't have that in the way. Or I'm gonna get rid of most of them. I'm gonna get rid of... Wait, where is the HUD, right? I'm gonna get rid of the track map. I don't need that. Speedometer, is there like a basic one? Career objectives, turn that off. Mode information, turn that off. Turn that off, off. So keep everything off except for that. And now it looks more like a normal game. So again, the game looks really, really good. And for the people saying that this game looks like an arcade game, or not looks, but like it looks like it handles like an arcade game, it's probably just the camera angle and the way that's placed, because it definitely does not feel like an arcade game. Or like an arcade... Oh my god, I'm going way too fast. It doesn't feel like a mobile game, is what I meant to say. The handling for the controller they have made a lot easier than previous Project Cars titles, a lot easier. Because obviously in the previous Project Cars titles, the game was fully a simulator made just for the wheel. And there was different settings that you could possibly do to get it to be a little bit easier on the controller for yourself, which is what I tried to do in the past. And I have made videos on it. But it's complete... Oh my god. But it's completely useless when a game is literally built just so you could use it on a steering wheel and not on a controller. And for the people saying, I was like, yeah, well, that's what the simulator's like. You're supposed to not be able to drive on a controller. That is completely stupid. It just makes the game's audience just strictly focused on people that only have a wheel and a rig that you can only drive, you know, with a steering wheel and stuff like that, which is completely stupid because that's an add-on. And like I said, it limits their audience. So it makes absolutely no sense for them to make a game that only sticks to people that actually have a wheel setup. So now that the game is actually playable on a controller, I'm pretty sure that the handling physics for this game have not changed from the previous Project Cars title. If you do decide to play on a wheel, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the exact same. But now, on a controller, it's actually playable. And it's actually fun to use. It doesn't feel... It feels a little bit closer to Horizon's driving physics than it does to... not Project Cars, to Forza Motorsport physics. It is, however, very rewarding when you actually squeeze out a nice slide with this thing. It is difficult to drive, right? Even with a controller. It's definitely not the same, like I said, as like a Horizon game where, you know, you just toss any car sideways and you're able to, you know, drift around any corner. So it's not as easy to drive as Horizon. It's definitely a lot closer to Horizon than it is to Motorsport, but it's not the same as Horizon. The driving physics are still... It does sound really good, actually. A bit of a handbrake, and you spin out. That's it. It's not like Horizon where you just hit the handbrake and there you go. You're in a slide. Just drift it out. But yeah, it's definitely not the same, and it doesn't feel like a full arcade game. It definitely doesn't. So for the people making assumptions just by looking at the game that the game feels or looks like a mobile game, you're stupid. You're just dumb. If you haven't played the game, don't make comment about the handling physics. Listen to what I'm telling you. There's absolutely no reason for me to lie to you on the handling physics of this game. And this is definitely a lot more squirrely than the previous cars I've driven, so I have to get used to it. I can't really keep my foot down in every single corner because it's very, very sketchy. I do, like I said, remember the Nürburgring, but driving a 900 horsepower car on this track is still a bit sketchy, let's just put it that way, if I floor it everywhere. So I am being a little bit careful here, because like I'm still not fully used to the driving physics of this game. I also there it goes. I also still really like the interior view. It's a little dark. I love the FOV slider. That's so good. I love that they added that into the game. I also love. Okay, I managed to go sideways the entire way around the corner. Do I hit the carousel? Yeah, let's just do it. I'm gone off too early because I decided to go too fast. Alright, let's go sideways again. It's very sketchy to drive this thing. Oh god. Okay. Again, assists are turned off except for ABS. Because I'm still not used to driving this in this game, so ABS I'm gonna keep on. Oh my god. I don't know why I'm... That's a big crash. That's a big crash. I let that go way too soon. I'm trying to get sideways just so I can try to control this thing, so I'm ruining... Not ruining, but I'm messing around with the balance of this thing. So like I go into a corner and I like slam on the brakes and steer at the same time. It does have a little bit of... Oh, Jesus. It does have a little bit of steering assist. So you can see sometimes when I'm counter steering, like, I'll show you guys now. Right now, I'm not counter steering. It's just doing it by itself. So it does have a little bit of steering assist on, and I'm pretty sure that's obviously just on the controller. It's not going to be on the wheel. But technically, in real life, if you do let go of everything, and you just start to turn into a corner, your front wheels will end up turning into that corner. So it is technically just like real life. They just made the steering dampening, I guess. And responsiveness of your left analog stick pretty much on the controller, they've made it a little bit more usable, a little bit better than what it was before. Because I remember before, when you had to use the controller, messing around with all of the settings there, it was so difficult to find like a really good balance where you can figure out how to slide in the game. You can save oversteers and stuff like that, which I know that in the previous titles it was so difficult to do. But in this, they sort of like perfected that setting, right? I don't know if that makes a lot of sense to you guys, but for the people that do understand what that means, it's a lot easier to save slides in this game because of how nicely they've made the steering inputs. So, what do I think about the driving physics of this game? They definitely do feel a little bit more, you know, mushy and a little bit easier for the new driver to use, which is perfect. Because people don't understand that not everybody has a steering wheel. And for the people that are like, oh, just don't buy the game if you don't have a steering wheel. You know what I mean? Again, it's not good for the company to make a game like that, and it's definitely not good for people to think like that. Because what if someone wants to play this game? They look at it and they're like, this game looks sick. I want to play this game. I want to have like a proper, you know, as close to a simulator as possible, you know, type racing game. I don't want Forza Motorsport. I don't want Forza Horizon because they're a bit too arcadey. So that's where it comes down to. That's what this game is like. If you want to play this game with a wheel, it will play the same as the previous titles. If you want to play this game with a controller, it's going to be a lot more difficult. And it's definitely going to be a challenge for people to get used to play with a controller on this game. But it's definitely much more usable than the previous game. And it's definitely a lot more fun, especially on a controller. So yeah, stuff like this, like the LaFerrari, it's definitely difficult to slide. And it definitely does not make it easy that I've tried to do it right now on the Nürburgring, which is one of the most notorious tracks in the world. But for some of the corners, I don't even know why I'm using the e-brake here. Like, I've tried to treat this game like it is Horizon, but it's not. All I have to do is just literally plant my right foot down. And the backhand steps out, and I can control oversteer. I don't need to use the handbrake. And then just upset the balance of the car with a little bit of braking in mid-corner. Well, that's pretty much it from me. Thank you guys very much for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want me to explore anything specific in future videos, let me know. But I definitely wanted to make this video sort of exploring the handling physics just a little bit more, especially for the people that said this game looks like it drives like a mobile game, which you're very wrong. And yeah, it's just a stupid assumption, to be completely honest. But yeah, I definitely want to make a lot more videos on this game. So let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see anything specific on it. Maybe, you know, try out some of the electric cars, try out the Lotus or whatever, see how fast it is in a straight line. We'll see. But yeah, for now, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.